Tonight's homework video, we are going to be continuing our unit on volume. Today we're going to make it a little bit trickier though, and we're going to do volume with missing parts. So not everything that you need is going to be here in this lesson. Okay, so let's review our vocabulary. My little vocabulary word got cut off there. But we know that the volume is how much space you can fit inside of a shape. And we can only find the volume of a 3D shape. We have been using cubes and rectangular prisms to find these. And our formula for volume, we know, is length times width times height. I hope you never forget that formula because I've said it 101 times. All right, remember the rectangular prism has 3 dimensions here. It has the length, the width, and the height, and that's how we find our volume, by multiplying all of those things together. Okay, as you work on the next few slides, there will be something missing that you'll need to work backwards or use a new strategy to solve. Pay close attention and take good notes. All right, so let's take a look at our first problem and solve this one together. We have a rectangular prism here, and it looks as though it is telling us what the volume is already. And it is also telling us what the width and what the height is of this shape. But what we need to find out is the length. So I know that if volume equals length times width times height, I'm going to plug in what I do have and see if I can work backwards to figure this one out. So looking at my formula here, I know I have the volume. My volume is 72 centimeters cubed. I do not have the length, so I'm going to leave that one in L. But I do have the width. My width is 4 centimeters, and my height is 3 centimeters. So looking here at what I do have, I know that 4 times 3 times some other number is going to equal 72. So what I can do in this situation is I can work backwards and multiply these two numbers together to see what I do have, and then divide this number by what I have to get the length. Let me show you what I mean. 4 times 3 is 12. So right now I have 72 equals some other number times 12. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to divide 72 divided by 12 so that I can get my length. Okay, so if you didn't know your 12 times tables right off the top of your head, then what you always could do is you could pull the inverse operation, so we know the opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to test out some numbers to see what I can get close to 72 for 12. So let's try 5 right off the bat. So 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 more. Okay, so I get 60. I'm pretty sure I can go one more time. 12 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 70. Would you look at that? I got 72. So then I know now, coming back over here, that 12 times 6 gives me 72. So now I can go all the way back to my original problem right here, and I have solved for the length. I know that the length is 6 centimeters. Okay? Pause the video, try to do this one on your own. This one is set up very similar to the last problem where we are missing the length here. They give you the volume, the width, and the height. So remember, if volume equals length times width times height, plug in what you do have and solve for that missing digit. Okay, hopefully you've paused the video and you've solved this one on your own. Hopefully you didn't get a little frustrated there because this is something that's new to us. So let's find out what I do have. I know my volume is 560 centimeters cubed, and my length is unknown. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to leave that in L. I do know that my width is 8 centimeters and my height is 7 centimeters. So I'm going to multiply together the 8 times 7. I know that 8 times 7 is 56. So 56 times some other number is going to give me 560. And now I have to say to myself, okay, 56 times what will give me 560? Well, right now I know off the top of my head, just from remembering our powers of tens and those 10 patterns, that 56 times 10 is going to give me 560. So that means that my length has to be 10 centimeters. Okay, pause the video and do this one on your own. We have another missing digit here. This time we're missing the width, but you are going to find out that you're going to do the exact same strategy as you did in the last two problems. Okay, so if my volume is length times width times height, I know that I do have my volume, that is 720 centimeters cubed. I have my length, which is 10 centimeters. I don't know my width, so I'm going to keep that a W. And my height is 8. So I know that 10 times 8 is 80, times some other number will give me 720. So what times 80 will give me 720? I could divide these numbers, but if you're not so great with division, you could always do the opposite of division. 80 times what will give you 720? So because I know my multiplication facts really well, I know that 8 times 9 equals 72. So if I have an 80 and a 720, I know that 80 times 9 will give me 720. So my width has to be 9 centimeters. Okay, congratulations on completing this video on volume. Go ahead and go to Canvas to take your quiz. Make sure that you're focusing really hard on those missing digits and you're taking your time and solving it correctly. I would love for all of you to get 3 out of 3 on that quiz. Good luck!